brought to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, lit in tins to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Dice and woes alike, love deprived, looking at her. What's the meaning of life? One's subjected paradise, crystal chandeliers, focus reflected, often mirrors appear clear, ready for your tear. Craving the rain, rekindle the flame, close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know I've heard this.
Boom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it's nice coming to you guys today. Missed you all on Friday, but we were at the 405, which actually was a good deal, the 405 Boys King of the Greens golf tournament at Lincoln East Golf Course, and we finished third, by the way. 16 and under finished third. The two winning scores of 17 and under beat us simply because we could not. We only birdied one par three, and I had to hit a 25-foot putt to birdie that hole on 17. So, but anyway, we finished. We ended up finishing third, 16 under. Myself, Mike McBride, and Dryden Mitchell. We're missing Drew Hinthorn and Gary Jones. Those guys couldn't make it, so we ended up. With the group that we had, played great. It was a fantastic tournament. Got to see a lot of people. We were going to do the golf thing from there, but by the time we got done, it was just too late. Couldn't set up, couldn't get anything done, so we ended up missing the show on Friday. So I apologize to you guys for that. But anyway, had a fantastic time. Hopefully everybody will be able to do it next year. It was great. Good time. It was a little chilly in the morning. I had on a T-shirt, polo shirt, pullover, and a hoodie to start out that morning at 8 o'clock. But then by 10 o'clock, everything, by the fourth, fifth hole, I mean, oh my God, had everything off. I had my the only thing I was in was finished with just a polo shirt on because it was definitely a little warm out there, but had a fantastic time there at the 405 golf tournament there, 405 Boys Golf Tournament. Lincoln Park did a great job as always. So anyway, had a good time, and want to thank those guys and thank Mike McBride and Dryden Mitchell for showing up and getting the W, and then finishing third. And then, by the way, our boy Dryden Mitchell, those of you who played those of you who played Lincoln East, you know what I'm talking about on number 6. It's an elevated tee, par 4. Dryden almost hit a hole-in-one on that hole from the white tees. Yeah, it was an incredible shot because he hit it, and we knew it was good, but we couldn't see it because the flagpole was kind of down on the down slope of the hill there on the green, so we couldn't see it from where we were at. We knew he hit a good shot. And then we pull up there, and myself and McBride, we were like, okay, bro, you go just tip that in. We're not getting out of the cart. 18 inches from the hole. Unbelievable shot. So he knocked it in for the eagle, which got us to where we needed to be. So anyway, going to thank those guys for coming out and doing that. So it's been a great weekend for sports. Hockey was great, fantastic. Can't wait for my guy Ben Demonheist to carry to come on. Then I think Drew Hinthorn is back from his trip finally from Mexico, so he'll probably be on as well to talk about his picks and what he's done. I know he was, I think, 5-1 yesterday or something like that. So anyway, so we'll talk about that, and then NBA was great yesterday, and what a great game it was between Golden State and the Kings. And I had talked to Drew about that, and I was telling him how, I had liked Sacramento all year long. He's like, oh, they're going to fold. Oh, they're going to, after the All-Star break, then that was out. And he goes, oh, well, they'll fold before the playoffs. Didn't do that. Oh, they're going to get killed and swept by Golden State in the playoffs or get beat. I'm like, man, I like them. And I think he may be finally coming around because I think coaching matters. And Mike Brown, that team had the potential. They got the Malik Monk trade, but they had the potential with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. So they had a good team around them. They had some pieces, but they were lacking what? A coach. And I think Mike Brown came in there, gave them a little bit more defense, gave them some structure, put people in their place and said, you do this, you do this, you do that. And by doing that, I think it allowed the Kings to really come to fruition as a team, for them to become better and overall as a group. So I liked what I saw there out of Mike Brown and what they're doing there. And quite frankly, they should have beaten. Oh, helicopters. Like, what is that? Quite frankly, they should have beat Golden State. And let's face it, Golden State's really good at home, not that good on the road. But Kamingo hardly didn't play. Moody very, very played, and Jordan Poole played. But let's face it, those three guys are just not ready to make the jump for the playoffs yet. And I foresee Moody not playing. I foresee Jordan Poole even getting less time. And it's simply because they're just not ready defensively. They want to score, especially Jordan Poole. He just makes bonehead mistakes, and because he wants to score. And you're not going to win in this league if you don't play defense. And that's part of when we're going to talk about the Thunder, about what they need to do. They need to play defense. We need to get some more defensive players. I mean, our top seven is really good, and we'll see what Chet is going to bring to the table. Then we also have, we're going to talk a little bit about the Thunder and their draft picks and what they have coming up and what they can do. But we're going to go in depth detail on Wednesday night at Rococo's for the Rococo Hot Chicken, Nashville style. We're going to do the Thunder recap of the season. We're going to do grades and we're going to do all that. So it ought to be really interesting to see what happens. Randy, right? I'm sending helicopters to attack you. I bet you are, bro. I sent you that nice picture of you grilling out, even though it was years and years ago, your grill, had your oyster grill, pool was done, everything, and then you attacked me like that. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. But anyway, we're going to have a show at Rococo's this coming Wednesday night. So if you guys want to come by, hey, come on by Wednesday night and enjoy some of the Rococo hot chicken. They're going to have have somebody on the patio singing. Of course, we're going to be inside. I don't, but anyway, they're going to have somebody. I don't know who they're going to have, and I'll find out tomorrow from Bruce who they're going to do on that. So anyway, hopefully I should come out there, and we're going to give kind of a overall deal of who's going to be the top draft picks, the Thunders, what they have picks coming up. We're now currently 12th. I think it's with a 1.7 chance or 4 chance or whatever of getting the number one overall pick or getting up there high. So we'll see what happens, because part of my thing is, you blew a huge chance on giving this team some playoff experience because you blew games on purpose to get one more bite at the apple. So my thing is this, quite simply, that's cool if you can get up there and you can get a draft pick early, then it's great. If you don't get one, then I just don't see. He has issues. I think he really has issues. The Thunder better hurry up and sign him. He could play some defense and he could pass the ball, but other than that, I mean, his game was a little lacking with his goal tending, whatever. Anyway, like I was talking about, I digress. Anyway, so we'll talk a little bit about that today, what the Thunder need to do. And like I said, we'll get more in depth about this. So anyway, the NBA scores yesterday. The Knicks beat the Cavs to go up 2-1 over the Cavs in the playoffs. And Jalen Brunson's been an absolute beast. The crowd was magnetic there in the Garden yesterday because the Knicks just got smashed in their last play, I guess, but they had in their last playoff. So the fans were ecstatic and going absolutely crazy about the Knicks having a chance, and especially beating them, which I think the Thunder fans would have did the exact same thing this year had we had a home playoff game. But once again, we'll talk about that and what Sam Presti and the staff decided to do. Knicks and T-Wolves, 108-114 in OT. The T-Wolves had to get a W because they would have been swept 3-1, and I think that helps the rest of the league where the Nuggets did not sweep them and be a chance to get even more healthier. But on the other side, I think it also helps the Nuggets because the Nuggets get to keep playing, which gives them an opportunity to kind of stay in rhythm a little bit more. Because sweeping a team doesn't necessarily always help you unless you've got some guys who've got a little bit some injuries and you need healing, but it still messes up your chemistry and your flow of the game. Knicks and Golden State, excuse me, Kings and Golden State. What a ball game that was. I mean, I was just glued to the TV. It was almost like watching hockey the other night. How the Stars came back and won, how the Oilers came back and won. So I mean, this is like I said, it's been a great weekend. But we're gonna stay with basketball now. When Ben Dillman comes on, we'll talk more about hockey when that part comes on. But anyway. What a great game that was yesterday. Now, I was listening to Colin Cowherd. He was trying to talk about, it reminds me of the Celtics and it reminds me of the Celtics and that. And I'm like, yeah. It reminds me of the Kansas City Buffalo game. I'm not going to go that far because I don't think that the Kings and the Warriors are old and they're pretty much done. I don't really consider them on the same level as I do the Chiefs. I definitely don't consider the Kings on the same playing field as the Bills. So that game between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, seven touchdowns, no interceptions, 700 yards passing, something ridiculous. Both of them led their teams in rushing. I mean, that was an epic showdown of a ultimate proportion. So I don't really compare that, but I can see where he was trying to say basketball-wise, trying to compare it, but young versus old. But both of those teams are young and in their prime. Celtics and Hawks, the Celtics took care of business, going up now 3-1 over the Hawks. It just looks like the Hawks are just – I feel sorry for Trey because it's just like, they just don't have enough. They went out and got DeJounte Murray, and he may be in trouble, and we're going to talk a little bit about that here in just a minute. But the Celtics look like they're just so much better than the Hawks. It's just not even funny. You can see where the Hawks are basically overmatched. The Celtics looked almost bored while playing them. Like, let's get to the next series and let's get past them. You can almost see it in their eyes and what they're doing right there as far as that's concerned. So, it was a game, but it really was. I watched a little bit of it. I was like, okay, I'm bored. Let's move on to something else because this is just ridiculous. I can't even watch this. So, but NBA games today, what do we have today? I'm excited about the games. Now we got the Bucks and the Heat, and Giannis is playing. And I think Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com, I don't know if he had any picks. I don't know if he took the picks in this game. I don't think he did. No, he just took the Lakers and the Heat. I guess he did. He took the Heat tonight is what he did. And we'll talk about that if he comes on. If not, we'll still talk about it. Then the Grizzlies and the Lakers, Dylan Brooks and his antics this weekend with LeBron. I don't understand what he's doing. Dude, LeBron is not going to fall for your childish little pranks and the stuff you're doing. And by the way, keep your hands off other people's private parts. You've done this before. It's not your first time. And I don't know what you were trying to do. You were trying to get LeBron to react to you in some sort of way, I guess. I'm not sure what the hell you were doing, but, it's not the first time that LeBron's been hit in the private parts. And for you to say, you were going for the steal, you're lying. I have never, ever went for a steal with the back of my hand. Between somebody's legs. I have never done that. Now, I've reached between their legs before to steal a ball where my hand is down at the bottom, but I've never been anywhere near anybody's private parts. I don't want to feel another man's stuff. Feel my own stuff. I don't have any desire to do that, so I don't really get why he tried to say something different. But dude, the only reason why we're talking about you, and then you make the comment about, I've never done this. The media is portraying me. The only reason why the media is talking about you, the only reason why anybody's talking about you is because of your antics. That's it. We're not talking about, oh, your jump shot is fantastic. Oh, did you see that move that he made going to the basket? Oh, did you see that incredible block he had? Or did you see this? No, we talk about you hammering somebody over the head. We talk about you hitting Donovan Mitchell last year when Donovan Mitchell wanted to fight you. We talk about you doing the same thing to LeBron this year. So when we're talking about you, we ain't talking about your basketball ability. We're talking about the stupid stuff that you've done. That's what we're talking about here. And the reason why we're talking about you at all is because of what you're doing. You're the one that's forcing us to talk about you this way. Period. Nobody's doing that but you. So change your antics, change the way you do things, and then maybe we'll talk about you in some other form and fashion. But until then, yeah, nah, bro, we ain't got nothing good to say about you when it comes to stuff like that. Play your game and do what you're supposed to do. And then maybe, then we can say something good. But right now, you give us all the reasons to say things bad because you don't give us anything else to talk about but anything bad. Now, let's move on from that idiot. Anyway, Eastern Conference, the Sixers took care of the Nets 4-0. The Hawks 3-1 to the Celtics, like we've said. The Heat a 2-1 must-win game tonight. Then, of course, the Knicks and the Cavs, I believe they play tomorrow. So that's a must-win for the Cavs. At home, they've got to get, at the Knicks, they've got to get a W to go 2-2 to switch home court back to Cleveland. If they lose tomorrow night against the Knicks at Madison Square, they could be in trouble. In the West, the Lakers up 2-1. Tonight they need to beat the Grizzlies to get out of there because I think the longer that LeBron and AD play, the more opportunities they have for AD to get hurt or something bad to happen. So they need to get that rest so they can go into the next round and be ready to play. Warriors and Kings, that's just going to be a slug out. It's just going to be a slugfest, and it is what it is. The Suns and the Clippers, that is a whole nother story. And when Drew comes on, we'll talk about that more in detail. But for me, it's really simple. Kawhi has played 27 home games in 2 years. Out of a possible 81 games, 82 games, he's played 41 home games. 27 games out of that many. 27, and he's making how much money? So when I heard that he missed game, because he had a great game 2, great game 1. When I heard he was going to miss game 3, I'm like, okay, well, comes back, his knee has been bothering, let's get him some rest. Cool. But when he missed game 4, and I'm like, are you serious? You're missing game 4? You're missing game 4, so that is, let me see, you play on a Sunday, you play on a Wednesday, so that means you rest Thursday, you don't play Friday, you rest, and then you don't play again on Sunday? So that gives you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to rest. And you're going to tell me in today's world of rehab, in today's world of technology and all the things they got to get you ready for the game, you weren't ready to play in a must-win game 4, down 2-1, having to win in order to keep everything back. Now you put yourself in a hole because they've got 3 games to win 1. I don't understand it. Steve Ballmer, I'm sure the owner of the LA Clippers is thinking the same. What do you do? And remember, Paul George and his contract are both up at the summer of next year. So he's got to make a decision. Do I run it back one more time with these guys who haven't been on the court much, and now you add Russell into the mix, and the 3 of them don't play that well together simply because Russell is who Russell is, and Russell is one of the most hardest playing guys I've ever seen. He goes 100% all the time, all day, all long. And like I tell all his fans, that's the issue with Russell. He plays so hard all the time that is actually a detriment to the team because he plays so hard. That is not good that he plays that hard. And I don't understand why people don't get that and don't understand. That is not a good thing. That's a bad thing. You can't play hard. You have to play smarter. Now, during the season, that's one thing. But in the playoffs, that's what kills you because you lose one game that you had a chance to win, that could cost you. So the playoffs and the regular season they're not the same. You can afford for Russell to throw away a game or 2 or 3, but you can't do that in the wintertime. In the playoffs. And I said ever since with Russell, give me him for 45 minutes. The last 3 minutes, hey, come sit down, man. because he is the worst in history in the last 3 minutes of a game. Worst. Worst in history. So, but the question is, if you're the owner of the Clippers, what do you do? And that may be our question for tomorrow. Maybe just that. What do you do if you are the owner of the Clippers? I mean, do you re-sign Paul George? Do you re-sign uh, Kawhi, knowing that they can leave you at the end of next year? Knowing they can leave you, do you resign? Do you resign them? What do you do? How do you make that work? I mean, what do you do? I mean, I don't know. And if you got any questions, you can go ahead and. By the way, T Wolves Nuggets. I think that's just a matter of time before that just dissipates and is gone. So I don't. I don't even really want to talk about that. I don't think the T Wolves. I'm just mad because we lost to them. Skype, if you got any questions about what I just talked about, or if you have any questions that you want to ask, please text us at 405-551-8300. That's 405-551-8300, and it will pop up on my screen, and I can ask. Because if people have been saying they've been sending me questions on Facebook, and I'm like, well, unless somebody on one of my friends who's on Facebook sees it, sends me a message that's happened, I don't see it. So if you'll go ahead and do the Skype thing, that will be fantastic for me to be able to answer the question on Facebook, or excuse me, it'll be easy for me to reach it, because if you do the Facebook thing, I will not be able to see it, and so that will really mess me up as far as being able to read and hear your questions. I won't be able to know that anybody sent anything. So if you go ahead and you'll do that for me, that will be fantastic. Uh, and let me see. Oh, I said my guy Andre Martin said defense wins championships. Yes, they do. And I think you have to be able to have a defensive team and win that. And that's part of the thing that I feel like that's one of the issues with the Thunder defensively, where we were ranked. And like I said, on Wednesday night, Rococo's, come on by, try some of their Rococo hot chicken, and we're going to go in full detail about what's going to happen with that. So if you've got any questions about that, by all means, come on by. You can sit down if you want to come on air with me and sit there with me. Hey, by all means, do that. It's going to be a great show. We're going to break down the whole Thunder. This is who the draft picks are. This is what the grades were for the Thunder. And remember, I went over that Thursday when I was at Woody's, kind of lightly went over, and I'm going to do that again, kind of go over the Thunder and what I think they should do, because this is crazy. This is what the Thunder have this year for draft picks. And like I said, we're going to briefly go over this slightly today and just overall just kind of go through it. And then, like I said, and tomorrow and then on Wednesday night, I'm going to get really into detail about what you're seeing up here as far as what the Thunder have. These are our first-round picks over the next 5 years. These are our first-round picks over the next 5 years. This year we have our own pick, which is 12. And like I said earlier, us losing the games we have to have one more bite at the apple, I'm kind of okay with it if we get in where they want it. If we don't, we stay at 12, then this is a wasted year, because you lost 6 to 7 games that you could have won because of coaching, because of what you were trying to do. Then it's okay. But if it's not, then you had a chance, this team, to be in the playoffs. We'd have a home game. This crowd, you think the Knicks was crazy. You think it was crazy in L.A. for them getting home games. What do you think Oklahoma City would be like? Because if people don't remember, we had the loudest crowd of any venue in the NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder did. So can you imagine what it would have been like in Thunderdome? Or we could start calling it Thunderdome again right now in Paycom Center, had the Thunder had a home game. But you chose to go play the long game, take a chance, and just bypass this year. So we shall see after that. Then next year we have our own pick. We have the Clippers pick. We have Houston's pick. And we have Utah's pick. Now Utah, I don't know how well they'll do, but I think they're going to do good. Houston, hopefully Houston will be Houston and give us, have another. But I got to check and see if it's protected or not, because if it's protected, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of what the Mavericks did. Anything protected in the top 10, they got to keep. Anything after that, we got to keep. So we got to see what whether that was protected or not. And then we get the Clippers, and I don't see us getting really anything other than what we have. So we shall see. 2025, we have 3 picks. So, which was crazy because we have 7 picks over the next 2 years, which could be good for us this year because we could maybe go up and get somebody. So, 2025, we have our own pick plus Miami's pick, the Heat, and I don't know how great that's going to be either because the Heat have a great organization, great coaching. They still have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. So we'll see what that does. And then, of course, Philly's pick. I don't see that going anywhere unless Joel Embiid fades away. So we shall see what happens with Philly's pick. 2026, we have 3 picks, again, our own, plus the Clippers, plus Houston. Now, that may be a good pick for the Clippers simply because, remember, 2024, they have to make a decision on Paul George and Kawhi on what they're going to re-sign them or what they're going to do because both of those boys can say they want out of the Clipper land, and we shall see. Then, of course, 2027, we get 2 our own, and the Nuggets, which may or may not be that great, which I don't think it will be, but we shall see what's going to happen with that. So, I don't know how that's going to go. But anyway, that's the Thunder's draft picks and what the Thunder have going on with that. And then, of course, what my biggest issue, like I said, with the Thunder is if we get one of the top players, that's fine. Are we going to be able to do that? That is the $1 million question. Okay? That is the $1 million question. Because when I look at our team, here's our grades. I gave SGA an A+. Here was his shooting percentages. Excuse me. 51% from the field, 34% from 3. Gave him an A+. Giddy, 48-32. I didn't give him an A+ because he really didn't start coming on until the end. And Renzai Stone and I yesterday got to see Renzai, former OU basketball player. We got to see him yesterday, and we laughed about Gideon. He's like, yeah, that's about what I gave him because he didn't really start coming on. And then who the hell knew Josh even got mad? So that was nice. Lou Dort, 38-33, I gave him a B simply because he finally started doing what Lou Dort needed to do, and that's play defense. But at the end, he still gives up possessions because he starts attacking the basket. He does not have the skill set to be a scorer and attack the basket. So I give him a B because he gives away possessions simply because he makes bonehead moves, trying to do things that he's not capable of doing offensively. J-Dub, 52%, 35% from 3. I gave him an A+, and I want to give him an A++, but closing out quarters, he's terrible, and he needs to work on his ball handling. He tries to do too much with ball handling. He just not have that skill set. So I only gave him an A+. J. Will, 43 and 35. I gave him a B. Could have done much better, but he came on at the end of the year, led the league in charges, so was glad of what I saw in him, but can I give him an A? No. Isaiah Joe, once again, I give him a B because 44%, 40%, 44% from the field, 40% from 3 is great, but I only give him a B simply because Isaiah Joe faded on us at the end. And the reason why he faded, because once everybody figured out what he was knocking down threes, they ran at him and got him off his mark. And what I mean by mark is where you're a three-point shooter or whatever, you like to get your spot. So they would get him off his spot. That's a better way of putting it for you guys, your layman terms. Would get him off his spot so that he would have to move, and you'll notice that he was doing more pull-up, more mid-range, off-the-dribble stuff than he was knocking down, trying to shoot threes all the time. Wiggins, I gave him a B simply because he missed way too many bad shots at the end. You've got to be able to you got to score once you get to the basket. Now, I don't know if that's simply because the way they were moving him in and out, playing him, not playing him, all that. I don't know what their deal was with that, so maybe that's why I gave him a B, even though he shot 39% from 3. Sarge, 51 and 39, I gave him a B for what he could do for us this year. He came in and he fulfilled what he needed to do, but he can't play defense. He can't rebound. Those are clear. But he can give us offensively, he can do that. But defensively, he's a complete liability, 150%. Poku, 43 and 36. I gave him a B because of what he did before he got hurt. Before he got hurt, if you go back to my grades last year, I want to say I gave him a D, I believe, last year. But he just, I got to give him his props. And I will always give you your props. When you play great, I'm going to give you your props. When you screw up, I'm going to call you out. That's just what I'm doing here. And I'm going to give him all the love. He made a B. He came back, and he just was not the same. Robinson Earl, 44 and 33. I gave him a B because played great. And at the end, he just was not the same player that he was before he got hurt. And plus, he cannot defend. And while he was on the court at the end of the game against Charlotte, I still don't understand that to this day, other than he doesn't know what the hell he's doing coaching. That's all I can say to that. Trey Mann, 39 and 31% from three. I gave him a C. I think Trey just really, after the Thunder benched him after the Clippers game, when he shot 24 times, he shot more than SGA did. I think that sealed the fate for Trey Mann and maybe the fate for him on this Thunder team. So he never really responded, never really came back from being completely benched and just taken completely out of his game with all of his confidence. Kendrick Williams, I gave him a B. Not a huge fan of him, of K. Rich, but 51%, 37. He played good. He played decent out on the perimeter or inside necessarily. Couldn't guard on the perimeter, but did a great job of taking charges and doing all the things. Plays really, really hard. I have no complaints about that. I think he tries to do more than he's capable of offensively. I have an issue with that, but that's about all I can say about K. Rich. Lindy Waters, I gave him a C minus. He should have been even on the field, on the court. I don't even understand what that was about. He shoots 50% in the G League and 35%. That's 15 points less from three. And you got him in there simply because I'm assuming to shoot threes because he can't defend and teams attacked him immediately every time he's on the court. I don't understand why he's playing. Oh, yes, I did, because you were trying to lose. Because if you'll go back and look at the games, when we needed to win games, he wasn't on the court. When we didn't care if we won or lost, he did. And Jang, I still can't give him a grade. Coming over from Australia, he gets a complete break for me because he's young. And does he have some potential? Yeah, he does, but he's just simply a project, and he is not ready to play. And I don't understand how we wasted 3 first-round picks on that guy. Don't get it, but maybe in 3 years he may be the person that we need to see, but we shall see. And part of that is in 3 years, remember, SGA, we've only got 2 more years of SGA. So these draft picks are huge and important for the Thunder. I mean, you got to think about that. SGA, this is the first year of his extension. So who you draft this year and who you draft next year is going to have a huge factor on whether SGA re-ups or not. Okay? I mean, think about that. Just when we start getting good, possibly this guy could leave. But I think it's all going to depend on who you draft. Who do you put with him? If you're putting these guys in Europe and all the same guys around him, he out of here. Why would he stay here? Because he ain't gonna win here. You have to draft to win. And you drafting these European guys and all these guys, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to draft guys that he can win with. B, you got to give him a coach he can win with. Those are 2 things. If you want SGA to win, those are 2 things you're gonna have to do. You got to draft better, give him somebody that he believes that can help him win. More J-Dubs, less Pokus, less Jangs. More Josh Giddies, less Jang. Less Baisley. That's what you need, more J Wills. That's J Dubs. That's what you got to have. That's who you got to go get. That's who, if you want to keep him around, that's who you got to go get. You're playing Lindy Waters and all this nonsense. He ain't going to play with those guys. He wants to win. You're proving to him who wins. He's at the practice. He knows who can play and who can't. You can try to fool all the Thunder fans all you want. Not me, but you can fool the fans who don't know. Try to fool them all you want. The rest of us who understand the game, we all feel the exact same way. What are you doing? That's how we feel about it. So if you want to keep SGA, we feel like that's what you're going to have to do as a team. Want to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, and everything they do for us to keep us up and running. We got Russell Williford. If you have any needs for any computers or software to be written to make your office run smoother or website design, he is the dude for that. SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, they are the people. Along, call my guy Mark Long, and he will hook you guys up. Glad to know that he's back in town after hanging out with our guy William Tisdale and our other guy Fred Jones there up in T-Town, along with I think he was up. I don't know who else he was up there with. Who was he up there with? I think he was up there with also with our guy Robert Mullins. I think Robert was up there with him trying to close that deal. Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro. If you have any needs for any trucking, he is the guy to talk to. That's if you've got road work or you're doing a highway project or you're doing some big, huge construction work where you're tearing down buildings and stuff. You need somebody to haul out some stuff in a dump truck. He is the guy to talk to. Greg and Max Nafee thank them for supporting me like they always do. Even though I think Greg's in Naples, he and Lisa are in Naples right now, enjoying the beautiful weather down there. I always running down there. If I had a house in Naples, I would be down there too, instead of being in Oklahoma City. Last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, and they are a member of the FDIC. They're also our sponsor for us to go out and support minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, and we appreciate them doing that. And we've gone out to quite a bit, to the Boot, to Cats, to Georgia's, to Cutting Up Barbershop. So we've been to several locations that we appreciate them helping us get out and about and supporting those businesses. Now, you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or, hey, they're a personal bank, so why don't you go in and see the guys over at 401 Elm at the main bank in downtown Yukon, or YNB East on 66th and Yukon Parkway, YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road in Mustang, Oklahoma. YNB Parkway, which is on Garth Brooks and I-40, just right there in front of the hospital. And the bank that I go to always is YNB Peoples, 6201 Northwest 23rd, between Rockwell and MacArthur. Go and see my boy Eddie. As soon as you walk in the door, you can't miss him. He's right there. His office is there. So, anyway, it's good to always good to go in there and holler at him, and sometimes I do. In fact, I've got to take him in there to meet Ace, the ladies that used to be in the teller, Faith, my pit bull before she passed away. That was her favorite place. Go in there, run right there in the back behind the teller office. They just open the door for her. She'd run in there, and all these people like, oh my God, a pit bull. She's like, I ain't paying no attention to none of y'all. I got treats in the back. And then you trying to get her out of there once it was done. So anyway, great place. Love the people over there at YNB, any of those locations. That being said, welcome to my boy Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry. What's up, my brother?
Not much. How's it going, man?
Oh, man, it was going good, dude. What a full day, full weekend of sports. I mean, especially hockey.
I love the first weekend of sports when you got basketball and hockey going on all day.
Playoffs. You mean the playoffs? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, some great hockey games, great NBA games. It was really, really a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
And I was sitting there looking at I guess we might as well go over. I guess we should just go over the scores, huh? That might be easier than we could talk about the games and what happened. So I love what I was seeing. My Stars maybe got back into it. I was a little worried there, to be honest with you, Ben. I was a little worried, but my Stars got back into it. The Canes took care of business. Now they have a 3-1 lead over the Islanders. And what a fist match this has been.
Yeah, that one's been really good. It's been really just the Hurricanes have pretty much just been dominating pretty much from top to bottom. I mean, their goalie and the Islanders, they stole in one game, Sorokin there, but the Hurricanes are missing a couple of their guys at the top and they're on their forwards. They're still getting it done without them. So I think this is pretty much all but done.
Yep, I agree. Okay, then the Bruins, your Bruins, same thing against the Panthers. I mean, they got one game, but I think that's it.
Yep, it was a huge game in net for Omar and the Bruins, and he actually got kicked out at the very end of about 3 minutes left. He tried to fight some guy on the other team.
Yeah, I saw that. What was that about, Ben? What was that? What are you fighting for, bro?
Because that guy that they were going after, Kachuk, he's a pest. You know, he's just known as just a rat kind of. He just gets under your skin and stuff. So I guess his wires crossed, and there he went. He was out there. Yeah, he was ready to go. He's tossing everything off.
But if you get thrown out, you don't miss the next game, right?
Yeah, no, you don't miss the next game unless you do something pretty crazy. But they kicked him out of the rest of that game. They gave him a 5-minute penalty, so the backup goalie had to come in for 3 minutes. But it was a good game, though. I mean.
So you can hit him. So you can get hit in the nuts. You can hit some guy in the nuts, and they don't suspend you like they do in the NBA. They don't suspend you either for hitting somebody in the balls. Same thing.
Not too, unless it's egregious. If it's real bad, then yeah. But I mean, something like that happened in the NBA, they probably wouldn't. You might just get a 2-minute penalty.
Or you get a fight would definitely ensue.
Yeah, you're definitely getting a fight. They're going to come challenge you at least.
Then of course my Stars, baby. 3-2 over the Wild. I didn't think they were going to get one there in Minnesota.
Yeah, it was close. A big game for Rupe Hintz and the Stars there. I believe he had 3 points last night. And then Otter continuing to lead in net. They tied it up, obviously. And then, they were really close at the end of the game. The Wild, with about 15 seconds left, Otter went from post to post, slid over, had a nice glove save to save the game for him.
Yeah, nice save. But that's why he's one of the best in the league.
Yep, and both the Stars had two power play goals. They were both on kind of what I would say crappy calls on Foligno
No,
for the
Ben,
Wild. And
no. Those were good calls,
he
bro.
was
Those were
oh
great
he was
calls.
livid. He I think he got fined like 25,000 for what he said in the meeting after.
Bro, those were great calls, my friend.
Yep,
Those were well deserved. I don't know what you're talking about.
working
Those were
hard.
well deserved penalty points, man. He shouldn't have did that. See, now if that was the Bruins, you'd be on the same. You'd be talking like I'm talking. But since that was not the Bruins, see,
Oh,
that's anyway.
they were rough.
Dude, how about the Stars coming back from that deficit yesterday? What were they? 0-16, being 3+ down goals, and then
Yeah,
coming back and winning.
the Oilers and the Kings there. The Kings started up 3-0 going into the second period. Then
Yeah.
the Oilers came back, scored three of their own in period two, and then it went into overtime. Obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl both had 3 points.
Well,
Uh,
so you still
yeah,
wait. Hold on, Ben. Did you say there was a McDavid sighting?
yeah. Finally, he finally gets somewhere. He got three last night. And his buddy Draisaitl's leading the. He has 9 points in 4 games. He's leading the playoffs. He's dominating.
But like you said with Draisaitl, he's in there against a different lineup, so it's a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
easier for him to do because he's really better than the players he's going against on the other side, don't you think?
yeah. He's a number one anywhere else in the on any other team in the world. He's a number one player. So the fact that he's going up against like he jumps on the power play on the big line and stuff, but still you're up a player there. So I mean it's still even easier for him. But yeah, he goes against the second line, so he usually has a little bit easier of a time.
Yeah, but still, you still got to do what you got to do, though, don't you? I mean,
Yeah,
no
you still
matter,
got to put the
I
work
don't,
in.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
still,
I
still got
don't
to
care
do the
where
work.
you're at, you still got to do the deal. Now, in games today, this is. You think it's a bigger game for the Devils or the Rangers? With the Devils being down 2-1, it's really bigger for the Devils. But don't the Rangers really need to win to take really full control of this series?
Yeah, especially with this being home at Madison Square Garden. Igor's playing good in net for them, and I think the Rangers should take care of business here. But I think the Devils, their back's kind of up against the wall a little bit. They went down. All their younger guys just don't have enough experience. They're not big enough. So if they have any chance, they really need to win here tonight to make it going back for them to have home ice going home.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, New York right now, how crazy is it with the Knicks winning yesterday and then they turn around, the Rangers come back to back tonight? Isn't that
I
insane
know.
how crazy it's been there in the city of New York?
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a good time too. I've heard New York City's getting a little bit better. That in Miami, they said are getting a little bit more better to get around, and they said LA's kind of a dump lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's impressive how those crews can switch over the arenas like that.
Well, they've had plenty of experience with it. I
Yeah,
mean, how
they
many?
can
I
do it
mean,
in
they
I think I've seen them do it in like 7 hours or
yeah,
something like
something
that.
insane. They go boom, 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 and it's over. But
Wow.
I think the ice is always underneath, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's always underneath the
Yeah,
court.
it's always underneath the court, and they just put the
Yeah.
layers on top of it. But I know when we played in Toronto, dude, and we went there and played, it was so freaking cold, and that because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, can we warm it up? I mean, but of course, it's all about the Leafs in
Yeah.
Toronto. But at that time, you were playing right there where the Leafs played, and it was freezing cold in there. I mean, the fans had to
That's
wear jackets. It was so cold in there,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like,
That's
dude,
that's how it used to be at where Thunder played when they used to have the ice there. It used to get pretty cold in there sometimes.
yeah, but this was cold. I mean,
Yeah, Toronto's a
yeah,
different
it
story.
was
Yeah,
a little.
Toronto's a
It
different
was
story.
Toronto's. Plus, it was cold outside, so maybe it was because it was
Yeah.
cold outside, and you come inside, there ain't no heat going on because they're trying to take care of the ice and not want any melting. So whatever. The Leafs. Speaking of Toronto, the Leafs and the
Yeah.
Lightning. Toronto's up 2-1.
Yeah, but this is a big game for the Bolts. Obviously, like you said, they're down 2-1.
Yep.
Vasilevsky will be in net for the Lightning again. He's actually approaching Martin Brodeur's record for most games in a row without getting pulled in the playoffs. I think he has 86 games in a row that he has never been pulled. So
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
yeah, he doesn't like it. Some goalies like to get out of there. Like say you're down 4-0 or something, or you're getting beat pretty bad. He doesn't like it. He likes to stay in there. He says that he likes all the extra information that he's getting because when he's not in there, he's not gathering information on these guys.
Now
So he's like, even
that's a
if I'm
great
having a
point.
bad game, I like to sit there and I still like to. He's like, he just likes to, battle it out. So by the end of this playoffs, I think he will be passing Brodeur's record.
Yeah, because to me, were you a film watcher when you played?
Yeah,
See, I didn't like to watch tape and film because to me, when I watch tape of a guy, if he really played great, then my expectation of him is going to exceed what his really
Yeah.
capabilities are. So I very rarely, even though I was sitting in the room, I didn't watch it. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, we did.
I don't like that. I
Ours was
want to see
mainly
this.
for positioning, like power
Okay.
play stuff like that.
Oh, I
It'd be
see.
like the whole. It'd be like the whole team. You know, like we'd all have to sit in there and
Yeah, well,
they'd
us
go over and they'd
too.
call you out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ideal too. I mean, everybody's in the room, but I'm just saying for me, I didn't like. I would get a false impression that if a guy played bad, then I'm gonna have a less. I'm gonna think of him less
Yeah,
than he
respect. You're
actually.
gonna
Yeah,
respect them a little bit less
yeah,
and
and
maybe
then
make
he's
some
really
mistakes.
good. He's gonna bust me up early. So
Yeah,
I rarely ever watch tape, but I liked what you were saying about him because to me, I want to see what you do. I'm gonna test you here. If I do this, what do you do? If I do that, what do you do? If I do this,
yeah,
what do you do? So I want to see what you do, and I want to test you in different spots and different situations. Foul you a little bit harder, push you here, or tap
yeah.
you here, just to see how you react.
Take a different angle this way. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try this different move this way.
yeah,
See
just to see
what you know
because
what can go.
if I watch you on film, then I'm gonna have a completely different take on you. So I do like the fact that no matter what, it gives him a feel of okay, this is like he likes to attack. This is what he does. So I
Yeah,
like his philosophy in that. The G Knights and the Jets.
yeah. For the
Wow.
Jets, Morrissey's gonna be out. I think for the rest of the. I think he's out indefinitely now. It's a huge
Uh
loss
huh.
for them. One of their captains, one of their big boys up front. Uh, I'd say, like if Jackie Aces, Jack Eichel there for the Knights, if he
Uh
can
huh.
keep dominating, he had 3 points the other night. He looked great. But Winnipeg needs another win. They have really like great home ice advantage there. And Winnipeg, they do the whiteouts and stuff. Everybody's dressed in complete white. Everybody's got towels and the place is just shaking. But so they're gonna need to win right here tonight.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, talking about how crazy Madison Square Garden was because they really hadn't been there in the playoffs and had a chance to win. Same thing in LA with the Lakers, how crazy it was. And I was like, just think if Oklahoma City had a home game.
Oh yeah,
And we had the loudest arena of all arenas in the NBA. I said, can you imagine how crazy it would have been if the Thunder had a home game? I mean,
that'd
it
be
would have been
fantastic. It'd be just good
insane.
for the city down there and
Oh,
everything.
man, yeah. I agree, man. It would have been absolutely insane. Avalanche at the Kraken with the Avalanche up 2-1.
Yep. Kale McCarr for the Avalanche, he's just a different human out there. He's on a different, just on his whole different ice. It almost seems like he just looks like a little water bug, just flying around out there. And then, but just might be the last game, the last home game for the Kraken. If they lose tonight here, I do expect the Avs to go take care of business at home. Next game, I think they're just still a little bit too much. Gorgiev's looking good in net for the Avs. They finally got a number one. They've been kind of going back and forth over a couple guys over the last couple months. So it looks like Gorgiev's going to be their guy going forward.
Yep, yep. I'm excited about that. Man. I truly do, Ben. I love this because my deal. Yesterday, I'm at the gym at Santa Fe.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, and Saturday too, I'm trying to watch NBA, then I'm flipping back and forth to hockey. And people are looking at me like, man, you better put that. You better put that back on the game. What are you
That's so
doing?
funny.
And I'm laughing. I'm like, can we? No, man, the game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's
It's on
funny.
commercial.
It's funny they don't want anything to do. It's like, nah, man, we're watching the game, bro. You better put that back on. I thought that was
Better
kind of
go
funny.
right back to where we
It's
started.
funny. It's like, hey, they don't care nothing about no hockey here in Oklahoma. It's all
We're
about.
working on it.
Oh yeah,
We're working on it.
we're getting there little by little. But I thought it was kind of funny how people were like that. I'm like, man, come on, man. I need to watch this for my show. And they're like, can you watch it on your iPad? I got my iPads at home. Wait, well, can you watch it on your phone? So I ended up watching it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought it was hilarious. I ended up watching it on my phone. I'm like, bro, y'all need to chill out a little bit. Yeah.
Relax.
So anyway, in NFL news though, Ben, how do you feel? I was hoping Drew would come on today because we're talking about gambling. So I thought it'd be great to get his view. The Lions, Jamison Williams, and Stanley Berryhill, they received a 6-game suspension because they were in the locker room for whatever reason gambling on sports. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. Now it wasn't football, but still, you're not supposed to be gambling on premises. How do you not know that? How does that not? I mean, I don't understand that.
Everybody that I've heard like talking about gambling over even like this is like years ago, they said that in every single locker room there's a huge sign that says "Do not gamble," like "Don't be Pete Rose" kind of thing. And then then they always bring somebody in to come talk to every single player on the team and like have a little like meeting about it, and they'll bring some special speaker in to come talk about it. And so if all these guys don't know, that's insane to me. And from what I understand, I think a lot of these guys went to the same college together too.
Yeah, well, a couple of them went to Alabama, and Alabama,
Yeah, I
like,
think
and then, of course, C.J. Moore, Quintez Cephas, and Shaka Tony, they're indefinite, which means this year for sure. And they'll probably be reinstated next year the same way that Calvin Ridley was. But I'm like, how did y'all not learn from Calvin Ridley? He lost $11 million. Now, were you gambling that you were going to win $11 million? I mean, why would you? Man,
I didn't understand his
I,
either. His
I don't
bets came
understand
out.
it.
They were like 10-leg parlays too, which are like insane to freaking hit.
And Jameson Williams is the same thing too. You know, he's
I,
from Alabama. I mean, I don't Ben. I don't
and
understand it.
I think there was a couple coaches that got in trouble too.
Yeah, they did, but I mean, listen, as a player, that's one thing. Now I get now the other three are idiots. You know, you're not supposed to be betting on football. I mean, that's you the rest of it. I can see if you want to bet on some games, do some parlay. That's insane. But you're not doing a parlay that's $5 million. You're not doing $100 million parlay. You're not doing a $10 million parlay unless you're betting how much to win $10 million on a parlay. Ben probably
It depends how
50,000.
many legs, but I mean, yeah, you'd have to bet. I mean, on just like a normal basic kind of parlay, like on two teams that might be kind of close, you could probably get to them. Probably you'd have to put down probably about half that
to win
so like
to win that many millions of dollars.
Yeah. So like if you wanted like 100, you have to probably put down around 50 or so, and that'd be like a plus 200 or so. So that'd be like it's a decent return.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't understand what the hell you're doing. I mean, the whole thing is this: the NSA, the FBI. If you think the NFL doesn't have all of them tracking everything, and by the way, don't think that they're not tracking. The government's not tracking your phones.
They said they have apps that they search all these guys' names and they put them through all these deals, and certain names popped up.
But Ben, don't think that they're not tracking your phones. Okay,
and they weren't even doing it under somebody else's name. Like these are under their own names.
I mean, just and
more dumb.
plus, you're using their Wi-Fi at the facility. You know what I'm saying? You're using their Wi-Fi at the facility. I mean, I don't.
Especially,
I don't
it'd be different if Ridley didn't just happen.
Yeah, it just happened. You know what I'm saying? It just happened. He just got reinstated this year. I don't.
Yeah, he just has been tweeting and saying, you know, how excited he is to be back and stuff.
Yeah,
and those guys see that stuff.
And then you do that. I don't. Ben, I don't understand.
Some people just don't get it.
I really don't understand, Ben. I don't get it. I'm like, what are you missing? What are you not seeing? What is your, how do you justify it? I guess that's the word I'm looking for. How do you even justify that that's okay that you're being that stupid?
I'd be so disappointed if I knew that person.
You know what I mean, Ben? I'm like, what are you seeing? What are you, what's
the payoff of this? Like, because they're not like some of their bets were only like a few $1,000s.
Yes.
Like, so that was worth you like getting suspended, and I mean,
and losing millions. Ben,
some
you
people
losing millions.
You, like, yeah.
And you're losing millions of dollars, not thousands. You're losing millions of dollars.
And future, advertisement stuff possibly, and
I don't.
Different,
I don't.
And you're losing film time. You're losing everything.
I don't get it, Ben. I'm missing something. And by the way, Drew, I asked his mom. His mom texted me and said Drew's on her roof right now.
Oh, there you
go. So he's gonna be pretty busy with. How about your house? Anything happen to your house? You good?
Yeah, no, mine's good right now. I just got it checked not too long ago, but we got it replaced right before we moved in. So
no, I'm talking about because of the hail this past week.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. We hardly got any.
Yeah, mine wasn't bad at all. Nothing really happened with me as well. So I'm kind of like whatever on that. What did you think about the Thunder? Ended up 12th. How do you? Did you see the draft picks that I put up?
Yeah, got a ton of them.
Yeah, I mean, we have 4 next year, and the thing is, this was the first year of SGA's contract of his.
Yeah, so we have to nail these down.
So we've got 2 more years of him, and then he can leave. The next year, that third year is his option of whether he wants to stay or not. That's huge.
It's pretty much make or break it
Yeah,
coming
I
up.
mean, just as we're starting to get good, you've got to make moves drafts. You've got to get more J Dubs and J Wills. You got to
Yep.
draft less, Pokus and Jangs. Those guys, if you want to keep him, you're going to have to be more cognizant and leave that European crap alone and give him somebody that can beat. Because to me, it's like you've got SGA, Josh, J Dub, Dort, uh, Chet, J Will, Isaiah Joe, and Wiggins. That's your eight. That's you.
Yeah.
You got a good eight. Now what you've got to do is bring in somebody who can shoot because we don't have shooters, and you got to have somebody who can hopefully shoot and wing defend, or give me a or a shooter and then add some wing defenders. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can defend because I think we're ranked 29th in the fourth quarter, man.
Yeah, we
Out
have a
of
bunch
30
of just
teams.
pieces that don't necessarily complement each other.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, so
Just
the Thunder have to go in there. You got to get some inside presence because the question is Chet really going to be your inside presence? Because this is me. If Chet is really your answer, why are you trying to get one more bite at the apple? If you really
Yeah.
believe that much in him and he's that much more of a difference changer, a difference maker, why the hell are you going to get one more bite of the apple? That's my thing. I'm like, if he's really is everything you think he is, if he is the next coming of whomever, what you gonna be get him next year? We got a good team already. Why do you have to go get another uh try to get another top pick? So I'm wondering, do they really think he's the answer? I don't. Never have.
Yeah, we definitely need an identity down low.
We got to
That's
have
something that
somebody.
we lack that very much. So
Yeah, how many
we get
times?
just pushed
Yes,
around.
how many times have we been sitting there screaming, "Rebound the basketball"?
Yeah,
Am
we
I
just get
wrong,
pushed
Ben?
around.
Am I wrong? We're sitting there screaming
Nope.
like, "Get a rebound!" Oh my God! And it just would be at the most unopportune times for that. So that being said, are you excited about tonight? I mean, are you gonna be watching? You're gonna have TVs on both sides, aren't you? But
Yeah, I'll be
mainly on
watching
hockey.
hockey, and then in the commercials, I'll be flipping it to basketball.
Yeah, it's gonna be back and forth on both of those. So that'll be interesting how that works. So
Yes, sir. I'm excited. It's what like after the first round's up, you don't get like 4 games a night anymore. So I'm pretty one of the last nights here. So I'm pretty excited for it.
yeah, I am too. It's gonna be really good. I'm pumped up about watching the NBA and watching everything do what it needs to do. So I'm excited about that for sure. Pumped up.
Yeah.
I love this time of the year too, bro. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. So
I saw De'Aaron Fox fractured his finger
that's not
for
good,
the
bro.
Kings. Yeah, for the Kings. Said that he fractured it in just the last game, game 4.
Yep, game
Left
4.
early.
Yep, it's gonna be ugly, but we're gonna see it. Then of course tonight in our Drew Hinthorn picks, he's taking the Lakers tonight over the Grizzlies and the points -4. How do you feel about that?
I like that one. I think the Lakers are coming into their own right now. They're starting to figure it out a little bit. I think they just outmatch them a little bit too.
Yeah, they've got to come. They've got to come and win that game. It's a must. The Heat, he's taking next at +5.5, which Giannis is coming back. So I'm interested to see what's going to really happen with that now that Giannis is coming back. So that number keeps going up. I think it may have even gone up, but 5.5. I'm still
Yeah, I think
thinking that's.
whenever I looked at it earlier, it was at 7.
Yeah, I mean it's just been flying. So when he sent this to us,
That was after he sent that in. I looked
yeah,
it up a couple hours ago, and it was at 7.
yeah, it's going up. So if you can get it 5.5, you're lucky to get that then. Grizzlies and the Lakers, he's taking the under tonight, 221.5. I think it's going to be the Lakers are playing so much better defense. I agree with him. I don't know how much they're really going to be able to do with them. So, and then of course in baseball, he's got the Giants. He's taking the money line at -105. My Yanks, whoa, +129. Ben, what the heck? Wait. What plus? We're not minus.
Yep. I know that's what I saw today. I had to go look. I had to go double check it.
I was like, wait, what is going on? So taking the Yankees money line +129. Of course, his Braves, what a shock. His Braves is one of his picks. Can't believe that. What a shocker that HuskerDrewPick.com picked the Braves -1.5,
Chop, chop.
-137. What, Ben? Look, he ain't here. We don't need. You don't need to cover for it, Ben. I don't need to. Why are you sending me through that stuff again? Then, of course, the Rays money line -153. Yo, bro, there's no need for you to jump in there and do him. I mean, he's fine, bro. He'll be okay.
Helping
Dude.
him out just in case.
No, you don't have to help him out. I don't know why y'all jump in on each other. Like that. By the way, what was he yesterday? Was he 5-1? Is that what he ended up being? I know he sent us the message, but I don't remember what it was. Was
Yeah, I
he
think
5
so. I think he went. Or that was that might have been the Kane score. Yeah, that was for the Kane score.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because we forgot he is a Canes fan now, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, or is that just for the
Hope he did.
playoffs?
Yeah, just for the playoffs.
Oh,
Gotta have a horse in the race.
No, you don't. If your team ain't in, your team ain't in, bro.
Gives you something to watch for.
Oh my god. You just gonna be on his side no matter how it works. I can
Just
see
going with it.
Oh my God, you wear me out, bro. You're killing me on that. You're killing me, B. Oh, anyway, that's my guy Ben Dillman. Thank you. Got anything you want to talk about else?
Oh, brother, I think I'm all good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head off to the gym and get these kids taken care of. And by the way, everybody, my basketball camp is June 1st and 2nd, and tomorrow I will have the graphics up for that. I just didn't have time to do it today. And so, but anyway, my camp is June 1st and 2nd, 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. We're only taking 20 kids because I always keep it small. But anyway, we'll pull up the graphics and stuff for that tomorrow. So that being said, hey, buddy, appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for being on. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, brother. Have a good one. Cheers.
You too. That was my guy, Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, giving his insight on hockey. And, of course, he's all ecstatic and going crazy right now because it's hockey season. And then on my side, it's basketball, NBA playoff, and hockey. So I'm excited that I've got both sports going at the same time, watching games at the highest level. So it's fantastic. That being said, hey, everybody stay out there, be warm, and stay dry today.